Oh, now, hey, what's happening, everybody? Ike from Flip Side Music, and I'm here with Dylan, and also, yeah, I'll have to get that in. What? It might have zoomed in a bit. I'm telling you, look, it does a little bit. Does that? Yeah. Okay, anyway, hello, everybody out there in YouTube land. Welcome to What's Back. Thursday show, part of the prime time. Start out at 4 o'clock, and it goes over to our buddy Mike at Six Stars, and then over to our friend Dylan at Dylan Talk Tone. Not this Dylan, different Dylan. So, today, well, it's almost better. So look at the screen. Yeah, it's almost better. Yeah, I guess we need to get your chat going. Need to read. Oh, is it? Oh, there it is. I don't know why that was. Hey now. All right, what do we got? We got Rody's Are you clipping? Yeah. Oh, sorry, that's your meat. Oh, feedback. Feedback?
All right, see if I can hear you now.
What about now? How we sound now? Still can't hear your voices, but
No, I know
it takes a minute.
they're like 20 minutes behind
Yeah.
us.
Sean said got it.
They're
No sound now. Okay, so
They're like 20 minutes. Yeah, they're at least 20 seconds behind us. I hate this sometimes.
okay, so Jacob says that's much better. Depending, I don't know how much delay we
Who
got.
knows? Yeah.
Can you guys hear us now? Like, good. Carla says good. Eric says good. William says we broke the internet.
There wasn't even any audio going. That's what I don't understand. I mean,
Well, how many times
what
have
they
we run-
hear and whatever the hell's going on in this room are never the same thing. It's like I get sick of this because I can't hear what they're hearing. So I have no
All
idea
right,
what they hear.
So Alan says loud and clear. Okay, so it looks like we're back on track. That's all good. We're back in. We're back in it now. Anyway, let's start that all over again.
I guess so, yeah.
All right, what's happening, everybody? Now that we've gotten through whatever mysterious, ghostly audio issues we had, welcome to Flipside Music. What the F.A.Q? I am here with Dylan. We are part of Guitar Prime Time, starting with us. Talk to us for about an hour, and then go over to Texas Toast Guitars, and then over to Dylan Talks Tone. Not this Dylan, different Dylan.
Yeah. I think it's
Vegan
too hot in here
Dylan.
for hats.
What's that?
Oh, he's vegan?
He is vegan. I just found that out the other day. I was over Jim Jam Jimmy's house eating some delicious
Oh, and he passed?
meat type stuff. Oh, he wasn't there.
Oh, okay.
Meat type substance, and
Yeah.
I don't know, something came up, and they're like, "Oh yeah, no, Dylan's vegan," and I go, "What?" Okay, so
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Anyway, so yeah, here we are. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Like I said, we got Eric. Eric's in here. Jacob in the Ghost. Carla. Rody's Jam Cave. Alan. William. Sean. Everybody. Oh, Ben Coombs just popped in. All the way from Canada.
Yeah.
I spent 3 hours with some Canadians last night. It was Rev.
Oh, okay.
They were doing their gear.
Ah.
They were doing their gear and beer.
I was like, it wasn't here. Yeah.
No, it wasn't here.
Yeah.
They were doing their gear and beer extravaganza, and they had some chips and stuff, and then it devolved into favorite fast food burgers and such.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and apparently Derek doesn't like White Castle, which is just an abomination as far as I'm concerned. But
Well,
I
we
do
don't even have them
understand-
out here. I've never even had it, so.
Yeah, it's not for everybody, but it's not for everybody's stomach. Let's put it that way.
Oh, okay.
They call them belly boppers for a reason.
This little slider guys.
Rectum rockets. You know, I personally love. Hey, we also got a Texan
Ryan.
in the house.
Yeah. Hey, Ryan.
What's happening, Ryan? So we were last week. If you guys tuned in or watched, Janice Lala's here. If you watched, we had the new D25s that came in from Rev, and they're pretty killer. Pretty killer amps. We got 2 of the regular ones in black, and then we have 2 purple ones coming in. Should be here on Monday. I was hoping they would get here tomorrow, but
yeah, I don't know with shipping these days. You never
shipping's been odd at the new store. Obviously, we're in the new place, as most of you guys know. We have been experiencing some issues.
Yes,
it's like moving.
Yeah, we got no AC today.
Yeah, there's no AC. So if Dylan spontaneously combusts in that orange chair, that's what happened.
Yes.
Because it's
ridiculously hot in here.
It's fairly warm in this room right now. So just like anything else, moving into moving into your first house.
Yes.
It's kind of like that. We're finding things that work and don't work. Now, even though I've had it for a place for a while, now that we're actually in it,
actually using it,
using it fully, we are experiencing a few things that are less than optimal.
Yes.
That's a good way to put it. So, got a little HVAC work, just maintenance done today, and that just an easy maintenance call. Hey, make sure everything works.
Right.
Turned into a bit of fiasco. So one of the AC units down, and it's the one that runs this room, is out.
Right.
So this room is probably, what do you say, 85?
At least, yeah, because the rest, even the rest of the shops, hovering around 75, even though they're trying to keep up. So
so we're probably about 80 to 85 degrees in here. So it's balmy.
Yes.
It's balmy. It's Texas hot in here.
Yes.
Well, probably not nearly as bad.
We'll just pretend it's the 40s or 50s pre-AC.
Yeah, this is how they would. This is how Leo Fender would have done.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, this is how Leo Fender would have done his live stream.
Just imagine everything. That's where people don't, they don't factor that in for the vintage guitars. How sweaty was the guy that put it together? Because
maybe
that factors
that's
in.
Where the tone.
Yeah, that's where the extra tone juice comes from.
Right.
Yeah.
That's where you get the glassy cleans.
Yeah, I mean, nobody, 1950s and 1960s sweat is different because they were allowed to be exposed to all kinds of chemicals that we're not exposed to anymore.
Right.
So,
which made made the electrons
higher quality sweat. Yeah.
Made the electrons do their thing better.
Exactly.
It was funny because when I was listening to the Rev guys, they was with Dan Trudeau, the designer, and he's getting in all of this real deep, thick, because people were asking some questions, so he's getting into real thick, deep details on stuff, and I'm like, glad. I was keeping up for a while, and then he started going real deep on capacitance and stuff. And I was like, okay, now I'm just, you lost me there, bud. Anyway, hey, there's Quentin James. Now, Quentin James understands a good White Castle burger. I know Quentin understands that.
Yeah,
because I've seen him eat some shit.
So Ryan says it's not good, but you're saying Quentin. Quentin knows.
Quentin knows that White Castle is delicious.
Okay.
Ryan, now, granted, so just to go back to the hamburger thing.
Well, I know to say Texans also do have very strict beef policies. So.
They got a place called Butterburger over there. Or I called it Butterburger or something. Ryan, what was the name of that place? But I was calling it Butterburger, and that place was delicious.
Yeah.
It's in Ryan's town in Canton, and it was a really tasty burger.
Okay.
So, I get it. See? White Castle. Quentin James knows what's up.
Oh, it was a Whataburger?
It wasn't a Whataburger. No, it wasn't Whataburger. It was Butterburger. Butter Palace? That's it. Butter Palace.
Butter Palace. Oh, okay.
Or something like that. Butter Palace.
That sounds like a place in Texas. I can see that.
Oh, Dairy Palace, but I was calling it
Dairy Palace, okay.
I was calling it Butter
That
Palace.
almost sounds more fitting in Wisconsin.
We got a sticker somewhere.
Okay. That almost sounds more fitting for Wisconsin, but
place is delicious.
Although they do have a lot of, obviously. But yeah. No, I mean Texas is really, like I said, it's the good beef, obviously. Like a lot of the Texas Angus stuff's all down there.
Yeah, they're all full of angst.
Angus. Yeah.
Angusts.
There's way too much AC/DC.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's hot like Australia.
Yeah. They do sort of have a mini outback down there. Yeah.
So, what is that? Epiphonium? Yeah, Epiphonium, right? Am I reading that right? Says local White Castle closed, haven't had one in years.
Yeah.
I haven't had one in a while because the closest one for us here in Colorado is in St. Louis. And I remember the last time I drove cross country to go home, back to New York, before I left, I wanted to know, on my route, I wanted to know where the first White Castle was.
The first one you would encounter.
The first one I would encounter was St. Louis, and I pull in, and I park the car, and I walk in, and I'm like, okay, this part of town's different. So I walked in. It was like that. It was like the movie. It was like in. Was it Blues Brothers? Was it Blues Brothers? No, maybe it wasn't that. Animal House, where they walk in and it's like they walk into a bar and it's just a bunch of black dudes, and the record skips. It was kind of like that.
Oh.
I walked in and I'm like looking around. I'm like, I'm here for I'm ready for burgers, and I'm just waiting in line. I got my burger and I got like 6 of them, and it was delicious. It was just kind of funny, but yeah, it was great. That was the first place to get me some White Castles. But
Epiphonium says they do have a Five Guys though. Five Guys is weird. They're hit or miss because I've had a few different ones, and like the first one I went to was stellar. The second one I went to, like everything was overcooked. So obviously any place is just as good as the people making it, but it was one of those ones where like I know people have their different thoughts about peanut oil and all that shit too. So because that's another thing I feel like is in the South, peanut oil gets used for a lot of different things. I feel like up here it's like noteworthy that it's peanut oil, because it's not as common up here.
It's not as common. Yeah, but I gotta try Whataburger because I've never tried Whataburger, but I've heard good things. Smash Burger.
Yeah, Smash Burger is pretty good.
I think somebody's like, "Hey, Smash Burger." Well, okay.
Yeah, they're all right.
Hey, we make meatballs and then we smash them into the grill.
Pretty much,
right?
Yeah. Pretty much.
Janice says frozen at the supermarket. I do get those from when I have a craving. I do get them from Sam's Club, and then I have a whole elaborate.
Oh, the little. Okay.
I have a whole elaborate steamer set up
for reviving them.
Because you have to. If you don't steam them, you're screwed. You can't microwave them because they screws them up.
Right.
So if you're gonna have them, you have to steam them because that's the only way to do it. From frozen.
Okay.
Because they're kind of steamed in onion juice. You'd hate it.
Oh, steamed in onion juice? Yeah,
you'd hate it. So Dylan doesn't like onions.
I like onions when they're used tastefully. They're not the overpowering like, hey, onions. Like that's the way everybody uses onions is just like smash right in your face onions. And it's like I think onions are good when they're like, the flavor's there. It doesn't need to overwhelm the whole damn thing.
Onion.
Yeah, it doesn't need to overwhelm the whole thing.
I like onions, so I'm good. But yeah, Janice, I get it. Sam's Club. Let's see. Somebody got a whole bunch of peanut butter. My knees hurt. Says
25 jars of peanut butter.
That's a lot of peanut butter.
That is a lot of it. Yeah.
Jeff says air fry them. I haven't tried air frying them because they get crispy. They need to be kind of soggy. That's the whole. That's the allure. Is the soggy
grease
and it's
onionness.
Also, you have to go to White Castle. It's an experience. It's like going to Waffle House.
Well,
at least for us on Long Island, we used to go and it was like going to Waffle House. It was the Long Island equivalent to Waffle House.
Well, there was a place in.
It was nuts.
There was a place in Fayetteville called Brenda's Bigger Burger, and that place was kind of like where, like you had to go there because it was that place, and like having it there in the place when it was hot, like the whole thing was a vibe. Yeah. That
because White Castle is kind of the same thing. It's not. They're not great. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But it's a thing, and you got to experience the thing.
The whole thing.
Yeah, you're waiting in line with a bunch of drunks and weirdos and wacky people doing wacky shit.
Yeah.
It was like every time we used to go to White Castle, there was always some
weird event, social
everyday villain doing some goofy shit, and it was that was worth the price of admission That's there at least. But all right, so we got a whole bunch of people in here today. We don't normally see.
Yeah, we got a good variety today.
So Eric says he's resorted to microwaving them after a long night. Now I understand that. I mean, if it's when I do it, it's a process.
Yeah, you're trying to get the best you can.
Yeah.
I get it.
Oh, Epiphonium says I could eat onions like apples.
Gross.
That's even a little bit too much for me.
It's inhuman. No, I'm just kidding.
And then give a speech to a class.
Yeah. No, I don't know. For me, onions are just they're very overpowering. So
I love onions.
well, to me, it's weird because like garlic, fine with. It's really like onions just have a way of just overpowering everything to me.
They can.
Although I am like I was gonna say I don't know what the qualifications are for super testers or tasters or whatever, but like I know I definitely got to be in there because like if the nose contributes to that shit, I know the taste buds are right there with it. So.
All right, so Ryan's got to take off. He's got to go teach a student.
All right, don't hit him too hard, Ryan.
Doesn't like onion. Ryan,
don't slap him too hard.
Yeah, Ryan doesn't like anything that's a vegetable. If it ain't meat, Ryan ain't eating it. So you don't count, bro. I remember last time I was down there, we went somewhere and we were getting burritos. He's like, just meat. And they're like, what do you want? Just meat. Literally, it was meat.
No beans, no rice, no
nothing.
cheese.
He wanted meat in a tortilla, and that was a burrito.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, I get it. Oh, House of Twang is in here. What's happening? Whole onions baked with roast of beef. Oh, that would actually be good. Carla says she can't cook without onions.
Yeah, my mom's pretty onion obsessed. Yeah.
She's a smart woman, that's why.
But it's traumatic. No, I'm just kidding.
Maybe that's the problem. Maybe you guys need to go talk to somebody.
Yeah. About onions.
See, the whole thing stems from the onions. Oh, okay. Carnivore all day is what Ryan says.
I like that, like, of all the food things we've ever talked about, onions are
onions are the thing that has just really got everybody going.
Yeah.
This is zero related
to music or anything.
Which is fine, because you know how we do it. We're hanging out. But we are going to, now that we're like 20 minutes in.
Right.
So what we are going to do when we get to it, which will be soon enough, today they released, Earthquaker Devices released the Ledges.
Yes.
The Ledges.
The Ledges.
And it's a multi-dimensional reverb. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah, it does 3 different modes. You can do up to 6 presets. And then what's actually pretty cool, I was looking at it. So it has the ability to engage the live setting versus your preset, and you can actually just hold the foot switch rather than having to like get down and toggle it. You can just hold the foot switch. So you can actually have 2 reverbs at any point without having to, get down and toggle.
Get down
and toggle. Yeah.
You better get down there and toggle.
Yeah.
Before you mess up your tone, son.
But yeah, we'll definitely get into that. And if you guys have any questions about it, obviously just let us know. Right now we'll be running it. I mean, I have a few different things. Basically I have 3 overdrives, a fuzz, a delay. Those will all be kind of running into it as options. So if you guys want to hear it with anything specific, let us know. No, that'll all be going into the Rev, the D20 behind us we got.
I'm going to be playing my new guitar that I picked up here at Flipside Music.
Right off
the Great American Guitar Store.
Right off the fresh showroom floor.
Right. I just bought this new guitar that I already bought last week.
Right. I rebought it.
I rebought it. So it's pretty, right? And look at that thing.
That one actually is a pretty cool example of that series.
So I did get attracted because it was a pretty looking guitar. And then I started playing it and I'm like, well, no, I have to have it. Been trying to avoid it for a couple weeks at least.
Month.
Maybe a month.
Yeah.
And my efforts have been thwarted.
Yeah.
So I decided to pick this up. I'm probably going to change out the pickups. I might look at putting. We'll see how
Sam's favorite hollow body.
Yeah, Sam's favorite.
Hollow body electronics.
He'll love to have to work on that. He probably can hear us through the door. We're like, oh, great. I might try to see if I can get like Super 68 or Super 58s in here. If not, I might look at. I do have a set of pearly gates, I think, laying around, which is very similar to what a Super 58 would be. The Super 58s are what John Schofield uses in his.
Yeah, I was just saying, are they just a little smoother? I mean,
it's kind of an airy PAF kind of sound.
Not as chirpy as like pearly gates.
I've been listening to a lot of Schofield again.
Oh, okay.
So,
yeah,
and I don't know if that prompted it, but the neck on this feels really nice. It's got a little bit more beef than some of the other ones. I really like my, what do you call it? The hammer I have. That one's really cool because it's got the 25.5-inch scale.
Yeah.
But the neck is really thin.
I did like playing that one though. That was kind of a fun guitar to play.
But this one's got a thing.
Yeah.
And for an inexpensive guitar, I don't know. It's just got a thing. So, but that thing's pretty.
It looks like Jeffrey Egan and My Knees Hurt both approve.
Yeah. So just so you know, it's an inexpensive, made in Indonesia, Ibanez Artcore AS73. So it's not like a high-end series. And anybody that knows me realizes that I like guitars that speak to me.
Mm-hmm. Regardless of what they are.
I walked by and it said, "Hey, handsome. Hey, good looking."
Like it complimented me, so I felt like I had to.
Hey, good looking. And I was like, hey, all right. What's going on? It's like my complimentary story.
Yeah.
The Peanuts.
All right. Yeah, I guess if you want to tune it up real quick, and then we can give the ledges a try.
But Epiphonium says, try it for a while before you jump. I will. I'm usually.
Well, you kind of have been, but
yeah. I usually kind of give stuff. I'm gonna run it through a few things that I like to play through.
Well, you got that one. You also, I think I set the telly over there too.
Yeah.
So that one's over there too.
I got some problems, man. There's a Reverend that I fell in love with as well. So I lost my pick.
I think I got some extras. Or not.
Yeah. If we only had a place where we can get picks.
I don't. I'll just go get some up front. Yeah. Oh, wait. Here's one. That'll do.
Completely and totally prepared for every opportunity we have to make noise.
Sorry. I don't know why, because those remind me of communion wafers.
Oh.
And so it also reminds me. Well, it reminds me of the Guido Gagoots guy. Like, there was one funny one where he goes in and he's like snacking on the body of Christ, and so they're like, "Are you snacking?" It's like, "There's not anything else here you could have chosen. You had to go with the body of Christ." He's like, "Well, it looked good. I thought, it's like they couldn't have added some seasoning or something." Yeah.
Right, maybe a little salt to these.
He's like, "This is what you want people to think of when they have the body of Christ? Is this bland cracker?"
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You could at least put some curry powder on it. I mean, that would have been appropriate.
Yeah.
Right?
Anyway, it was pretty funny. But all right, you all tuned up?
My Knees Hurt says, does it stay in tune? Perfect. It does stay in tune.
Yeah. Oh, actually, let's make sure.
We need to tune up.
Yeah.
But it does stay in tune once it is.
I was going to say the bridge assembly is kind of interesting on that guy, too. With the tailpiece. Like the slotted tailpiece. Okay.
There you go.
Right.
Now we're good.
Everybody off? Yeah. Everybody's off. Let's turn the Volante off.
Epiphonium says going to mail us a pic. Yes, please. Break stickers too. So all you guys that are watching, all you folks that are watching, send us some stickers. We'll send you back stickers.
Yes, because we have a pole up front that we're trying to kind of fill out.
Yeah, we got to put more stickers up on the pole in the front of the place.
Yeah.
And we'll get to getting you guys a walkthrough on the new store at some point. Another week. Maybe.
Yeah. All right, I got to go over to the... Okay, yeah, so that is picking that up. Yeah, I think maybe next time I will go ahead and put it... Just so we're not clipping too bad. I'll try to put it over there next time. Because it was clipping last video a little bit. Alright, let me move over to the console real quick.
Okay. Sounds pretty good, I think.
exit from the deck down here then. Alright, let's give this guy a go. So right now it's basically just been dry the whole time. Go back to noon. Only at noon.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, Jimothy. Alright, so right now we're on the... Actually, I guess I should have talked before we go too far.
Okay.
So...
He's ready to hit the
I was
button.
ready to, yeah.
Ready to cut me off.
3 modes, hall, plate, and room. I think right now I think it's room on the left, hall in the middle, plate on the right. So right now we're on the left setting, which is going to be the room. And then we'll kind of go from there. Alright.
Let's go bridge.
Fairly modest. Let's turn the mix up a bit. Actually, let's kind of dampen it down maybe.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. It's pretty modest though. It's a pretty modest room bird.
It's there, but it's not like right in your face.
Right. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Let's see. With a little bit higher mix, maybe higher damping, just to see what it does. If you want to keep going. Okay, that actually sounds pretty cool. That's a pretty high mix on it. Does give it a little bit more depth. Maybe give it a light. And you guys let me know if it sounds okay, because obviously, like I said, I can't quite hear what you guys are hearing, so just let me know if it sounds good. Okay. So that's the room setting. Now we'll go ahead and try the hall setting. Let me dial it back again. Alright, hall setting.
That's nice. Not a lot of depth though to it.
Again, yeah. Let's try it here. Yeah, there we go. It's a little more pronounced. Oh, yeah. There we go. Yeah. That sounds good. Give it just a little kick. Yeah, it sounds nice.
Yeah, that's a good
What's it, how's it do with the neck pickup on that setting? Yeah, it's a little more velvety. That sounds nice. Yeah. There we go. That sounds good. There we go. That sounds nice. Okay, so it pads it out. you guys want to hear it with some drive too. Right now we just have like a light boost going in there, but
Yeah, I mean
that lingers pretty nicely though. Yeah. Let's try this.
here, hit the mute.
Oh, you need to tune?
Just want to make sure I'm good.
Okay.
While you're knob spotting.
We'll go more for a 70s sound.
Hey, Doc's in the house. Hey, Doc, you coming out on Saturday? I heard rumors.
There we go. That sounds good.
Yeah.
So yeah, looks like Doc City is coming. Yeah, the King is a good drive.
You didn't want to hit that damn mute.
I was gonna say the plate setting works because it's like it's not there until you stop playing and then you notice it more.
Yeah.
Because I was like, when you were playing, I was like, that sounds. Yeah.
Yeah.
My knees hurt says he needs to hear some chuggy bits.
What's that?
Said my knees hurt says he needs some chuggy bits. So here. Well, we'll
That's
see.
Dylan.
We'll see how it sounds and see. See if I got I only have the one pick. I guess I did. Yeah, I guess I did. All right. Yeah. I don't have a metal zone on me. I guess we could run in the other room and grab one. But let's see. I'll go to 90s on the King here. Got a 90s. Got a modern. Slightly more EQ. A little more gain, I guess. All right.
You're gonna need this.
Yeah.
Look, you're gonna need that thing.
Yeah, I would say so far, I mean, especially if you're able to have that many settings on one, I think it's fairly versatile for taking up one spot. Oh, do you happen to know what these retail at? I actually did not look at that because these just came out today for anybody wondering.
I don't remember.
Okay.
Where's Terry 3G? He's usually our fact checker.
right, yeah, let me know if it... You guys let me know if it ends up clipping too much. It's weird, I don't play sitting down very often, so it's weird for me. The way the reverb just kind of fades off. It's again, it's there when you listen for it, and it's not really in your way. Which, for me, like a plate reverb, that's what it should do. So.
Right. That's what I like about that. It's not in your way.
Yeah.
It's not moving in front of you.
Right.
Like some reverbs like to go, hey, bye.
Yes, exactly.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. They almost pass you. Yeah, like they pass you on the freeway. Yeah, it works pretty well for that. Yeah.
Jacob says nice sounding reverb, pretty basic for Earthquake.
Yeah, I would say it's not super. Yeah, because usually, especially compared to their last two reverbs that they've released, this is super modest comparatively speaking.
And I think they probably that's probably
part of the goal. Yeah, this is like a good always on reverb.
Yeah, and give you the three options.
Yeah, it's pretty subtle for sure
too.
Yes.
So that's kind of a nice, hey, Aaron's here.
Oh, there we go. Hey, Aaron.
What's going on, buddy? Good to see you, man.
But yeah. Yeah, again, honestly, they don't seem to do stereo too often, which is weird. I really wish they would. Yeah.
Stereo would be nice, but then you're tacking on more down.
Well, yeah.
The thing is, I think with some of this stuff that I'm seeing with some of the pedal companies, some are going elaborate, but some are just keeping it modest to keep the prices, I think, in check.
Yes.
Because you start getting, as we're starting to see prices go up on, everything over the last few years, there are still things that have, components that are elevated, and I think some of these companies want to keep it
as close as they can.
Give you something really good that has a lot of functionality, but keeping it to a price point that stays within that couple $100.
Yeah, what still works for them. Yeah, no, that's a good point. Yes.
Spatially, it sounds right.
Actually, let's hear. Let's a little bit of delay. Let's see how that. Why is that so slow? There we go. Pretty good. It handles that. The delay doesn't like clash with that reverb too much. Yeah. I like it. It doesn't. Yeah, it's not in the way. I like it.
Yeah, I can see that being a very useful pedal.
Yeah, and it's a good always on. Just kind of leave it, and like you could have a few different settings. What would actually be handy with that is you could have like a nice modest reverb, and then if you were one of those dudes that's always peppering in overdrives, like you could just go over and just hold it to go to your alternate setting. So if you feel like it's too much, you could always just click your alternate setting so that it just kind of pulls the mix back or something. So I feel like it'd be a good utility reverb. Not so much like it's not like an ambient space machine. It's definitely more of a.
No, this is. I think this is like your everyday daily driver type. Reverb pedal.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna use this.
Yeah, I mean it's
always on.
Yeah.
You know, you're always on reverb or something like that too.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, how's it sound to you guys so far? That was the only one I ended up grabbing out of that. Yeah.
It doesn't sound bad, but there's nothing there.
Yeah. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah. In terms of really noticing it.
Yeah. It's like you're right on the plate.
Yeah.
Like
well, it sounds good and it blends like a plate reverb. I would say the plate and hall definitely are way more noticeable than the room. The room reverb's pretty light.
Yeah.
I would say the other two modes are definitely a little more audible. But again, like the room reverb could really just be good for a person that's in a small space that you want it to sound just a bit bigger.
Just a bit bigger.
Yeah.
These up on the website.
We do, yes.
And we have plenty in stock, so if you guys want one.
Yeah, funny enough, they obviously got delivered to the old shop, but
yeah.
James went and recovered them today. So.
Yeah, it's been, we've had a few deliveries still to the old shop, and then just other breakdown-y things that have been happening since we moved in, but it's all good. Things are good.
Ben says it must have been a small room that they modeled. I would assume so, yeah, I don't know, because it's a very model, like it definitely, it's there. It's just that's by far the most subtle mode on the reverb, I would say. The other two are much more present, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like Dylan said, it could be like, hey, you're at home. And
right.
You want to just give it a bigger.
Yeah, you're in your jam space.
Sound.
You want it to sound like you're in a slightly bigger room. That would be a good candidate. So.
Yeah. Give it a little bit more space.
Yes. Yeah.
Instead of cavernous.
But yeah, kind of like Jacob said, it's definitely not as off the rails as Earthquake. Well, honestly, Earthquaker's not really off the rails compared to other companies. They're within the section of the market that they do occupy, though. They are known for being a little more off the beaten path. Because I would say like them and Walrus have a lot of overlap, but I would say Earthquaker almost always gets usually a little stranger. But I would say that Walrus lately, with their most recent releases, is kind of pursuing. Yeah, because like the Fable, the slower. What was the other one? That went with the Fable. But anyway, like they're more. I
don't know. Brain
yeah, I'm having a brain fart on that. But those ones I would say from Walrus are kind of, because to me like Walrus and Earthquaker are probably, I don't know. For me, they're the two most relatable companies in terms of the size that they are.
I feel like they kind of run parallel.
Yes, yeah.
You know, to a degree.
So it's kind of funny because I would say like Earthquaker, the company that's probably known to be a little stranger than Walrus, is kind of pursuing more bread and butter pedals, and it seems like Walrus is kind of now leaving a lot of the bread and butter kind of behind, and they're going for some of the weirder, more ambient stuff. So, so I think it's kind of fun because like they're both kind of experienced. The lore, that was it, yeah. But yeah, I would say that they're both kind of exploring avenues that the other one had already sort of done. So it's kind of fun to see, Walrus's take on a bread and butter reverb rather than it. Because I do love the Astral Destiny, I love the Afterneath, but those are also very big ambient space machines.
Right.
This is definitely not that. So it's like it is kind of interesting to see them.
This is a little bit more contained.
Yeah.
Certainly.
If anything, this occupies a similar space as like the Ghost Echo. It just has a lot more utility going for it.
And the Ghost Echo's
a
great pedal.
Yeah.
I think with Walrus, I think in the market, I mean, we got a lot of stuff out there. Now, Walrus did do the whole Fundamental series.
Yes.
So that is, keeping everything somewhat basic to a certain degree. But I mean, there's a trend there. Series 3 from JHS, Walrus is doing that. It makes sense. There's space there in that price point. But there's a lot of ground has been covered over the last 10 years on pedals. You know what I'm saying? So I think, you're going to have to step into the weird a little bit to get some attention.
Yes. Well, and that's what I mean. I think like Earthquaker probably is, they're pretty satisfied, I guess, with where they've been at. So like I said, getting a bread and butter reverb from them is a little different. Like I would normally, kind of like Jacob, I would normally expect them to be a little bit stranger, but this is kind of nice because it is more of a utility one that you could use. Because that is one thing for like people who are just getting into pedals. Walrus and Earthquaker seem like companies that are, still approachable. Like, they have some odd stuff, but they're still approachable. I feel like companies like Maris and Old Blood Noise and Death by Audio, those are companies where like when you graduate to the next level of pedals, those are the ones where, because like even though Death by Audio, like a lot of people feel like their stuff is kind of strange when it comes to the distortion side of things, they make some stuff that just makes noises that you just don't get out of other normal pedals. You just straight up can't find it.
Right, and then but you got to be a wrangler of that stuff.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Like Earthquaker and Walrus are, I think, one of the two, or both of them are two really good companies to kind of dip your toes into some strange stuff without getting into the really deep weird shit, because like Maris and
I was
those
just
other
gonna say
companies
going
are
into like Maris or
Yeah,
even some of
yeah.
the Strymon stuff
yeah
could. Well, no, Maris is or not Strymon, like Chase Bliss.
yeah
Getting
yeah.
into some of that
Yes.
stuff, because that's like you're getting into whole different areas with the dip switches
Right.
and where that stuff can take you.
Right.
You can certainly get lost in that shit easy.
Yeah. And then Tim was asking, sort of related to this, because this pedal does actually have an assignable expression control, which is pretty cool. So you can actually assign the expression control, I believe, to any one of the 3 main mix controls, so that you could, like, if you wanted to kind of use that with your foot and make it more ambient or pull it back, you can do that. Or you could use what Tim was asking about, which is like the little expression ramper, or like the little expression slider that Old Blood Noise makes. So honestly, Tim,
being very
handy,
usable
yes,
that
very
way.
handy, yeah. I was gonna say, for the expression ramper, honestly, any delay or filter that allows for expression would be, to me, those are the 2 most fun things to add expressions to, are filters and delays, because like you can get it to do things that you just wouldn't normally do, especially like the expression ramper, because you're kind of getting this almost pre-programmed ramp. So it's like that one's a fun one with the delay, like especially if you're trying to get just like a crazy ramping effect on the outro of a song or like something like that. So to me, delays are kind of the prime. Well, that, and honestly, delay in general with an expression pedal, I feel like, is infinitely more usable.
Well, it's a lot more fun too.
Yeah, because then you're playing the pedal just as much as you're playing your notes and things at that point. So
it kind of becomes its own instrument, sort of.
Yeah, kind of like Univibes, like they're kind of the same thing. When you get that control over that flutter, it's a totally different thing than just like
because you can
setting
start
it.
riding that thing.
Right, exactly.
So Ben says it reminds him of the Hydra, Keeley Hydra.
To a point, yeah. I mean, because that one is a reverb that allows for presets, so it is kind of in that vein. If anything, though, I would probably still have to give the Hydra the win if you're going for, because the Hydra is just tough to beat if you're looking for trim and reverb in one compact combo that does presets.
Really good pedal.
Yeah, that is
all
a
the Keeley stuff is.
Well, no, 3 from that line are all stellar. Like the Halo's amazing.
That is a.
Yeah, I love that pedal. Yeah, that one's a great one. Obviously, the other 2 that were from that series, the Hydra and the Echoes, those are both really exceptional
Keeley's
pedals.
got something coming out. Did I send you the email?
I think you did. I don't know if I looked at it quite yet, but
Can't say anything yet.
Yeah.
But Keeley's got a cool pedal coming out. I don't remember exactly when, later this month or early part of next month. I'm excited about it.
Sweet. Okay. Well, that's okay. Yeah.
I'm excited about it because I was like, wait a minute, what?
Oh,
I think
okay.
Jake will like it too. Jake, you may like this next one.
Oh,
that Keeley's
okay.
coming out with.
Well, then I won't start trying to use my deductive skills to figure out what that is, because now I have an idea.
Because I don't want us to get in trouble.
Yeah.
I don't want Robert over here kicking our ass.
Well, there's really only 2 things that really get Goots going. So.
Yeah, and I think I think what they're gonna do is Goots will like it.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
it's one that he likes, one that he kind of likes.
Okay. All right.
But I think together,
By the combined power of whatever this is.
like this.
Yeah.
This is an old Italian expression too. In cahoots. That's
Oh,
what
in
those used to-
in
the old-
cahoots?
the old
Okay.
Italians do that. Yeah, those 2 like this. Yeah, it's a thing.
A running parallel.
Yeah, listen. You don't even need words. There's a lot of hand signals
Yes.
that get the job done. Anyway, some cool stuff. Keep an eye out for something cool coming from Keeley. I think you guys will be impressed with that. I guess I can at least say that.
Well, that, and stay tuned here, obviously, because we'll still be
we'll
do live demos as soon as it comes
absolutely
in. So.
because I know we're gonna. I know.
Okay.
All right, we got to wrap this up because it looks like it's 4:59.
Yeah, you want to do the outro plug?
Yep. So thanks everybody for watching. Go check out Texas Toast Guitars. They're going to be coming up in less than a minute. After that, go check out Dylan Talks Tone. Any of you guys in Denver, we are going to be at Odyssey Beer Works at 3 o'clock on Saturday with the Texas Toast guys doing the $400 guitar challenge. The guys already built the stuff. We're going to be, I'm one of the judges.
It's the judging
Dylan's
and
gotta
reveal.
work. Yeah, Dylan's got to work, but he'll be there after.
I'll come be judgmental. It's fine.
And
I can muster that
after.
afterward.
One of the judges, and Jim Jam Jimmy and Chris and Matt and Brian. So it's going to be fun. And Odyssey Beer Works is good beer.
Yes.
So come down if you're in Denver. It's going to be a good time. It'll be a lot of fun. And from the top of Flipside Towers, we'll catch you guys
on the flip side.